Year number 2. We got another great sunrise back there. Hydrate early and often. Back at the start-finish line, 1 loop down. Man, that thing's really grown. There's a lot more people here this year. Music is going, people are cheering everybody on. Already had 1,000 milliliters of scratch fruit punch flavored water mix type stuff. That stuff is tasty, it's pretty good. And this time around first lap through, trying out some of these chews here. Blueberry. I have blueberries growing at the house. Let's see if these are just as good. They'll probably taste better because they have a lot more sugar in them, maybe. Hopefully. Gotta pop out the dental trays first, then go with the foods. Let's see how they are. That's what they look like in there. Oh, crunchy sugar on the outside. Oh, those are good. Good thing they don't sell these in like a 10-pound sack. 80 calories, gluten-free, dairy-free, vegan, 50 milligrams of caffeine. That's a lot of caffeine, that's great. Yes, I love it. I love it even more. So earlier we were talking and it was like, I hope those clouds over there with the sunrise actually end up coming up overhead today. Well, you know, we saw that there's maybe a little bit of a chance of having cloud cover. And I'm like, come on, it's wishful thinking at this point. You know, we're grasping at straws. Please give us a little glimmer of hope here. It's like on Dumb and Dumber. I would say like 1,000,000 to 1. So you're saying there might be a chance. You gotta look for the small little pleasures in life, like a cloud in front of the sun. Come on with it. You taking first again?
We'll see, it's a long day.
The sun is up now. Time for the sunshade to come out. They ended up putting together a pretty nice little sun shirt with a hood this year for Shoast. How we doing back there?
So far, so good.
Getting your warm up in?
Yeah.
All right, good deal. Lap number 2. Woo! That's it, about an hour and a half. Doing great. Yeah, buddy. Ew. I tell you, it's been a game changer ever since last year when Alex like forced me to eat those peanut M&Ms. Oh, that's the last thing you want when it's hot outside. I'll tell you, once I ate those things, I started feeling a lot better. So now they're like a staple. Got a frozen Dasani. Got myself a peach off of my little peach tree at the house. We're good to go. Heading in to lap number 2.
Sun goes up, face goes down.
I know it's a weird question, but I think I have a hair in the middle of my back and it's itching me and driving me crazy.
You wouldn't think that something small like that makes a difference, but mentally, you think about doing that for 6 hours, which is what she's doing. Man, that'll start wearing on you. You know, just the tiniest little thing like that. So that's a lesson. Margaret knows that. You got to take care of that stuff early. Don't let it be a mental issue that keeps building on you the whole time. Passing lane. How you feeling so far?
Feeling great.
Well, you're looking solid. You got a good pace going.
How you doing?
I feel good.
Good.
It's the trend. Woo! You made it, man.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you feeling?
I'm behind on Saul, but I am getting back to it.
All right.
7 more in. What about you?
I feel good, man.
You're walking at a good pace.
I'm at about 4 miles an hour, a little bit faster than that. So, I mean, we're like 2 hours in right now. So if I can get 40 miles in 12 hours today, 4 for Trent, 3 for me. Woo! There's the Arnold. Woo! All right, just finished up the 3rd lap, maybe about half mile into the 4th lap right now. Had a nice little conversation with Trent Goins earlier. He stopped and walked with me for quite a while. That was nice. He didn't have to do that, but that's just the running community for you. Really important while you're doing these long events to keep the protein flowing. That way you're kind of recuperating some of those amino acids and everything in your muscles rather than waiting until afterwards. Just like whenever you're doing a workout, doing some lifting or whatever, and everybody's like, oh yeah, you need to get your protein shake, get your protein in, get you some carbohydrates in immediately after. It's like, no, you need to be doing that throughout the workout, throughout the day, not just immediately after a workout. That's the key on recovering faster so you can get back out there sooner, is you got to stay on top of hydration, stay on top of your calories, your protein, your carbohydrates and everything. So I'm throwing in some more of this Scratch Raspberry Chews this time around. I'm using some Jeff Richardson technique from over there in Arkansas with True Grit Group. So he came out and did Hilltop, and he had all these shirts. He was like, that's my rewards. Whenever I do another lap, I get a clean shirt. I got something to look forward to, and hit the reset button. Here we go. So that's what I got. I know that this one is, I think it's like UPF 50 or 40, somewhere in there. This is one that I test drove down in Fort Morgan, Alabama last week, and didn't come out with any kind of sunburn with it on. So yeah, I'm ready to go again. It's a little tip for y'all next year that are doing this or any kind of hot weather race. You want to stay in the shade as much as possible. It doesn't matter if you're zigzagging across the road a little bit, as long as you stay out of the way of cars, be listening and looking. Try to take advantage of shade whenever you can. Every little bit helps to keep your heart rate a little bit lower. Oh yeah, time for a little sit down. Beware of flamingos. Oh yeah. Oh, let's see what we got here. Okay, well, that was enjoyable. On with the show. That was lovely. Lap 4. The 12-hour walking crew. See? And that take even worked better because I didn't have a burrito stuck in my throat, right? You know? How are y'all feeling?
Good.
Caroline, 41st state out of 50 in the marathon club, right?
Yeah.
Yes, amazing. Lap 5. I'd say about halfway through lap 4, I started feeling a little niggle in the back of my right leg. Maybe I've overstretched that from trying to go at too fast of a pace with the walk. And so it was like 14:40 pace walking, and now I'm back to down to around 17 and a half, 18-ish minute mile pace. But you know, it's all good. May hang it up early so I can recover for the next 2 weeks. Hopefully that's not a long-term injury. Same thing happened in Alabama, and I took 1 day off, and then, you know, 2 days later I was fine, and I went an hour longer at the same pace and didn't have any problems. So I really don't know what it is that's going on there, but it seemed like last time I recovered from it pretty fast. Oh, what to do? Keep going, try it out, or stop? Lap 6, getting it done. Yee! The niggle in the leg is still there. I'm changing up my gait though, and there isn't as much pain when I do that, but it is, oh man, that's really liquidy now. This is what I've been using. Some sunscreen and lotion mixed together. I'm gonna go ahead and recover again. Don't want to get burned. Protect yourself from that skin cancer. Clearance sunscreen, or more like around my neck. Because yes, even though it's under a hat and it's under the shade of this hood, you still do get a lot of that sun that's bouncing up off of the ground. So you got to take care of that stuff too. Get that part that's exposed. So I'm gonna stay with a 1 bottle system, frozen Dasani in the other pocket. I've learned from it, don't go out so fast. I probably need to keep it between 16, 18 minute mile pace. Just had some pulled pork for some protein. Yeah, the heat doesn't feel like it's a problem at this point. Hydration doesn't seem like a problem. Calories are all good. It's really just this thing in my leg. So I've got the phone recharging. So at this point I haven't listened to any music, but it's getting lonely out here. There are very few people that do the 12-hour. Major kudos to anybody. You're not a quitter just because you didn't get the full 12 hours. You accomplished a lot of great things today. It's really hot out here. Most people would never even consider doing something like this. So you've achieved something great. Even if you drop down or you don't get your goal, you're doing incredible things. Keep at it. I tried to sneak out before Dr. Gramblin could catch me, but peanut butter M&M meds. Been rough for quite a while. Even though there's lots of cloud cover out here, the heat index has gone up. It's at about 105 right now. it was hotter on the training run, but at this point, I'm just getting tired. So the whole thing about being low on calories, I'm taking in lots of calories. What I feel like, my belly feels full, but I am having those signs of calorie deficit where I'm just like, I don't want to do this ever again. I just want to drop right now and go home. And they say usually as soon as you quit and you know, give it a rest for a little while, maybe 30 minutes, hour, whatever, then you're feeling fine. Most of the pain is gone. And then you're like, why did I do that? I could have kept going. I may need to stop for half an hour, 15 minutes, 20 minutes. I'm just afraid if I do that I won't get back up, that I'll just be like, nah, I'm not going back out there. Especially if the sun comes back out. I'll be like, nah, pulling the plug, I'm done. But I have made a gain off of this, just overcoming the issue with my leg and getting through it. I am still going. It doesn't hurt right now, but I've got a different stride than I did whenever I was going a lot faster at the beginning. Still out here, still going, trying to stay positive. Be positive. Ultra ego, here we go. We're around 35-ish miles. Me and my Arkansas buddy Aaron over here.
Hello.
And we are getting it done. Regardless, we are still moving. It's I'm starting to hit second wind on the legs, and so that is good. I think I've just got one lap left, and that will be all. Gave me a lot more confidence in the ability to do it as a walk. I'm glad I stuck it out rather than heading to the house. So sometimes there's time to just push through it. Sometimes it's gonna get harder, darker, before things get better. Sometimes you got to push through it, and then sometimes you just got to be conservative and try to live. So that's up to you to try to figure out, learn the differences, recognize the signs, and distinguish between the two. Make a good decision. It's just a couple minutes off to be able to do another loop. That won't happen. That would be like my fastest loop. No way to do that. So 39 miles, 11 and a quarter hours.